Call the meeting to order. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. All members are present. Approval of the agenda. We have one addition, 8A, rescind motion. Explain that more when we get down to that point.
And we have to remove number
And
7E as well.
and 7E we have to remove.
D and E. Oh,
No,
C and
D and
D and E.
E and E, okay,
dog and elephant.
okay. Is there any other changes? Do I have a motion to approve the agenda with those three changes?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Shellen, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Joe. Call the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. Approval of the minutes of the May 19th, 2021 regular meeting. You'll receive them in your packet. Is there any changes, corrections, or clarification needed of those meeting minutes? Hearing nothing, do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the May 19th regular meeting?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Diane, do I have a
Second.
second? Second by Heidi. Call the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. Now brings us to our public open forum. Is there anyone here that would like to speak to the council? Is there anyone here that would like to speak to the council? Call a third time. Is there anyone here that would like to speak to the council? Our public open forum is now closed. We have no public hearings. Then go on to reports and presentations. City engineer report. Chuck?
Good evening, Council, Mr. Mayor. A few updates on projects we've been working on for the Aerosmith Plant 3 project, the Timberwood Center site. Plan and specs can be sent out to bidders hopefully in a week or next week. We have a bid date scheduled for June 17th on that. For the Sauk Industrial Park site, the grading plan, we have that nearly complete. And we'll start on the utility, preliminary utility design, including the truck stop, storm sewer portion as well. And the flat work will begin on that hopefully next week, week after. So we have wetland delineated recently out there. That's the larger one kind of the more central part of the site. And then the whole area and one little one as well. So 3 total. Look at 2022 capital improvements project. Currently working on a report, the assessment spreadsheet. We have the survey work all completed. And then beginning on preliminary utility design on that. We received the geotechnical report from ITT a couple weeks ago. Happy to report that it's a typical Sauk Center sands, great drainage, so excellent for projects. We had some groundwater, on a couple borings, and in the bottom of the hill on Second Street, about 13 feet, so might impact some utilities there. And, some soil borings, kicking the drive, kind of the whole area, swampy area, 5 feet there, so. And then for the 2020 capital improvements project, last week we had crews out on site doing concrete repairs. They were able to complete those. And then they're currently working on seeding and turf restoration repairs. Kind of struggling to get grass to grow a little bit out there, but they're trying watering quite a bit. So hopefully we can get some good grass growth. And then we're kind of waiting on the final air paving until we're acceptable.
Is there any questions? On that Industrial Park South, is that one little wetland, is that just east of that drainage ditch?
Yeah,
Closer to Highway 28?
it's east of the drainage ditch, yeah.
Okay.
Kind of up on the hill.
Because I went by there and it looked, I seen red flags out there and they looked like they cut around it.
Total size of this room,
Yeah, it looked like it was a lot smaller than that.
personally.
So I was gonna say about a fourth of this room was what it looked like, but looked like they'd been farming through it for years, so
Sure.
I didn't know that was even considered a wetland.
Yeah, they go based on plant species and soil type, so
Okay,
we're working on how we do that.
okay. Just had to ask that question. It looked kind of weird with that one little spot out there in the middle of nowhere, so. Okay. Any other questions? Thanks, Chuck.
Thank you.
EDA report, Vicky?
The EDA met to meet today, and we had our reports from the Chamber and Sauk Center Opportunities. And then we also reviewed the development timeline for the Info Center property as far as how far we get from bids and contracting, and kind of talk about that so they're familiar with when we can expect to see activity down there. They did look at the plans for the Industrial Park South property again as well, kind of get a good idea of what that final layout is going to be. And we did have the potential purchaser of Lot 2 of the Aerosmith Flat Tree. They were here at the meeting, spent quite a bit of time with us today. We were talking about any potential incentives and also the cost of the lot. At the end of the meeting, our understanding is that they'll be going back now. They're going to be submitting a LOI or a letter of intent to the city so we can work out all the details. So, and they understand that the time that it takes to put some of this together, if they want to be in the ground this fall yet, that we need to move pretty fast. And so I think that was very positive. We also did have an opportunity for a billboard advertising partnership, and we're just reaching out to get some more information on that. And then the final thing that we discussed is we have potential to be involved in a residential development opportunity. So we would create residential lots for sale. And that even more further beyond what we discussed at the meeting. So we'll have more details on that after we meet again. And we may have the EDA call back for a special meeting to talk about that a little bit more, and then we'll bring that to the city council, because that's real estate, of course, it has to go into a closed session at the end. So that's what we have.
Any questions? Okay, move on to action items. 7A, approve appointment, Public Works employee.
So the interviews were, for the recently vacated full-time public works position were conducted on May 27th. It was Ben, Warren, and I that conducted those interviews. 5 were conducted and the candidates were ranked. And then we do have a recommendation on the appointment following this offer and acceptance. And we did make the offer contingent on background, and he has accepted the position. And as soon as the background check comes back, that will be official, if contingent on the city council. So our appointment recommendation is Nathan Reynolds as a full-time public works maintenance employee. He would start the same as the other employees at step 1, and contingent on the background check. And then his first date of employment is going to be scheduled with Ben, so we'll work that out later.
Okay. Questions, comments? Do I have a motion to appoint Nathan Reynolds as the full-time Public Works maintenance employee?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Diane, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Shallon. Call the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7B, approve appointment, ambulance department.
So Kathy Stewart is recommending the appointment of a licensed emergency medical responder as a driver for the department. This is Casey Klein. He's currently working on becoming a certified EMT, and he actually put himself through that class, which time he would be eligible to become an EMT. But for now, she would like to appoint him as a driver. He's been active with ride-alongs in the service, and as he goes through his training, he gets along very well with the other EMTs. So her request is to appoint Casey Klein as a driver with the ambulance department at the driver rate of pay.
Questions, comments? Do I have a motion to appoint Casey Klein as the driver?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Joe, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Heidi. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7C, accept resignation, police officer.
The police department has received the resignation of Madison Toner from the department effective May 27th. She has served as a part-time officer since July 16th, 2019. So we're requesting to accept that resignation of Madison Toner.
Questions or comments? Do I have a motion to accept resignation of Madison Honer?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Diane. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joel. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7F, approve resolution 2021-52, declaring property excess.
The police department has forfeited to them a 2007 Chevrolet Impala. We now have received the title and we wish to sell that to the highest bidder. So that is resolution 2021-52, declaring that property as excess and advertising it for sale.
Okay, questions? Do I have a motion to declare that property excess and advertise for sale?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Shallen,
I'll second.
second by Diane. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7G, approve ingress egress easement.
So in 2015, the city executed the land swap with Matthew Winners, and I do have the certificate of survey in your file. He owns property at the end of Morning View Road, which is tract A on that plat. He will purchase an additional 44 feet along the west of his property, which is tract B, so we swapped for him C and D, which is down at the bottom. So that would allow us for an extension of Morning View Road in the future out to the edge of our property, because we own everything to the east of that. At the time that we did that swap, we discussed whether an access easement across the property would be needed from us to him. And at that time, we decided, well, let's just wait. He's not building on it right now. And he get the Morning View Road extended before he builds, and we won't need it. And so we didn't do it at that time, but now he's seeking to sell the property, and the new owners, of course, we need that easement in order to secure the financing. So I did include a copy of the survey for you to look at, and we do have a easement, an ingress egress easement in the file as well. And what that would do is come off the Morning View Road, and the Morning View Road, go across tract C and D, which we own now, and then also the additional 40 feet to line up with the west line of B. So it's just basically as if Morning View Road continued on, and that would be ingress, egress, and utility access for that whole lot. And then, of course, if we do build that road in the future and that becomes a dedicated road at that point, then that easement would terminate.
Okay, any questions, comments? Do I have a motion to authorize the mayor and city administrator to execute the easement?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Joe, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Heidi. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. Unfinished business, 8A, rescind motion. At the last meeting, we had made a motion to give Vicky a 3% of her base pay in a bonus. And after I had brought that to the council, before I received all the information, I found out that against state regulations to use public dollars to give bonus pay to employees. So basically, I'll admit it, I screwed up, brought it a little too quick, but to make it so what we need to do so the auditors don't see this and red flag us for doing something out of the ordinary, I needed Shallen to hopefully rescind his motion on giving Vicky her raise, and we will work as staff, or work as Heidi and I can see if we can make it right by having a policy to somehow get her the money she deserves for all the extra work. But then that way we will be on the up and up, and we're being transparent about it rather than hide it from the public. So it's up to you, Shallon, if you want to make a motion to rescind your motion from.
Well, despite the fact that you're deserving, I will rescind the motion.
Thank you. I have a motion from Shallon to rescind the motion on giving Vicky the bonus pay. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
And a second by Diane. Is there any questions or concerns? Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against.
You know, I appreciate the thought, but I can't leave you guys alone.
Yeah, you were gone for one meeting and right away.
What happens?
Well, okay, consent agenda. We have the schedule of claims, unpaid claims, $100,187.23. Paid claims of $13,526 for a total of $113,713.23. We have Resolution 2021-53 accepting contributions from the men's card playing group of $73.75 to be allocated to the senior center. We have from Community Connections, $1,700 to be allocated to ambulance department. And Lions Club of Sauk Centers donated $750 to be allocated to the outdoor skating rink. And on behalf of the city and this council, I want to thank those groups for their contribution. We have a request from Erie Kellerman, Next Door Bar and Lounge, for a temporary extension of premise permits for a rock band with music on June 12th, 2021 in the back parking lots of Next Door and the food shelf from 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. We have a temporary extension premise permit and road closure for Sinclair Lewis Day Street Dance on July 17th. The road closure request is a 2-block area from Main Street to Elm Street from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. and closed 1 block from Main to Oak from 7 a.m. to 3 a.m. Erie Kellerman plans to close the road at 7 a.m. for the car show and street dance and reopen at 3 a.m. following cleanup. The fenced area will be from the Palmer House across to Geierman's and at the intersection of Elm Street. The car show, street dance, road closure permit will be sent to Jody Tech at the county after council approval. Request from Erie Kellerman, Next Door Bar and Lounge, for a temporary extension of premise permit for a 12th anniversary party with music on July 31st in the back parking lot of Next Door and the food shelf from 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. And we also have a request from Jessica Mossman, Crazy J's Bar and Grill, for a temporary extension of premise permit and alley closure for a June Jam on June 19th, 2021, from noon to 2 a.m. The alley closure request is for the area behind Crazy J's and the Sauk Center Herald. Is there any questions or concerns on what's on the consent agenda? Hearing nothing, do I have a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Heidi, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Shallon. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. We have no informational items. That brings us to the end of our agenda. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Joe, seconded by Diane. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. Meeting adjourned.